जब भी मैं मिलता हूँ लोगों से, चाहे वो असफल व्यक्ति हो या सफल व्यक्ति हो, कुछ ना कुछ उनसे सीखने मिलता है मुझे। और बहुत बार ऐसा हुआ कि जब मुझे लोग मिलने के लिए आते हैं और मुझे पूछते हैं कि आप कैसे सफल हो गए, तो लोग हमेशा सफलता के किस्से जानना चाहते हैं, मगर हर सफल आदमी के पीछे असफल किस्से, असफल अनुभव होते हैं बहुत सारे। अक्सर हार को बुरा और सफलता को अच्छा मानते हैं, अक्सर हार को बुरा और सफलता को अच्छा मानते हैं, मगर दोस्तों हार से सीखना भी सफलता का हिस्सा है। जिन्होंने हार को स्वीकारा और आलस का तिरस्कार किया, जिन्होंने हार को स्वीकारा और आलस का तिरस्कार किया, सफलता के इतिहास में दर्ज होता उन्हीं का किस्सा है। तो याद रखिए, हमेशा असफलताओं को भी अपनाइए, उनसे कुछ सीखिए और सफल बनने की कोशिश करिए। My secret of success is I have believing always since the beginning. I have believed in 4 D's. One is determination, second is devotion, third is dedication, and fourth is discipline.
So most successful people follow their passion, not the paycheck. Hello everyone, thank you so much and welcome back to our show wherein we try to show how common men can succeed in their life just by pushing their limit and thinking out of the box. So in talking about today's guest, he is a CEO and the owner of Savla Consultancy Services. Not only that, he is a financial planner and also a wealth management speaker, author and so on. So let's know more about the Bipin Savla sir directly from their words. Let's directly get to.
Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. So thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for being on our show. I just with the start of the interview, just my main first and the foremost question that I want to ask you is that every individual has this question in their mind. So what is the biggest secret of your success?
See, there are many secrets of a successful person. My secret of success is I have believing always since the beginning. I have believed in 4 D's. One is determination, second is devotion, third is dedication, and fourth is discipline. I'll just take you through my journey so that you can understand how I have applied these 4 principles or 4 D's in my life. See, determination. When I was born in Ghatkopar in a very humble background. My family was not very well to do. My father had a grocery store and we were living in a 10 by 10 room, and we had our shop in the front and our 10 by 10 room in the back, and they were very humble beginnings, and my father was very hardworking, very honest, and whatever he could do with all his abilities and hard work, he tried to give us the best. But then over a period of time we shifted to Bangalore because my father wanted to set up a new business there because he was not doing that well in Ghatkopar. So we went to Bangalore, wherein I got enrolled into a school. I got primary education. Moving to Bangalore at a very young age of 5 years, I learnt a lot of things in Bangalore because Bangalore basically is the capital of Karnataka. There are so many South Indians, Kannadigas. They are very disciplined people. So I learned discipline from there. And then when my father's business could not be set up there, we again shifted back to Bombay, that is Bhiwandi. So we shifted to Bhiwandi in 1987. My father was kind enough for me to have taken my admission in Holy Mary Convent High School, and there during the schooling years I started understanding that if you want to achieve something, you need to have determination. So when I was in school, I was always determined that I want to get good scores, and I also wanted to get all the concepts clear. My dream when I was in school was to become a doctor. I passed out my school SSC exams with good score. Then I enrolled myself into 11th and 12th science. I was the topper in the college. But that is the same year a reservation system came into effect, into the field of medical admissions. So because of that reservation system, and I belong to open category, so I could not get admission in the college on the basis of my merit. And due to financial constraints, I also could not get an admission in a paid seat or a donation seat. But I did not lose my emotions. I just hold myself, and what I did is I then thought that I will do something else in some other field. So I took up BSc Chemistry. I completed my BSc Chemistry with distinction. At the same time, when I was doing my BSc Chemistry, there was a scholarship examination being conducted in our college by Aptech. Aptech was a very prominent institute at that time. It was giving education and diplomas in software engineering. So I did my software engineering diploma when I was in college. And I just forgot to mention one thing. When I just passed SSC, I started taking tuitions myself because I wanted to support my education myself. I did not want my education to be a burden on my family, because though my brother and my father were doing very much, they were hard working, but we had a big family of 2 brothers, 2 sisters, and my father and mother, so we were not able to meet the ends. So I decided I will take tuitions and I will support my education. So from there onwards, I continued. I did my BSc. I realized that tuitions is a very good field for me. I had made a small name for myself. People used to come to me to get admissions with me as a teacher. So I continued with tuitions. 2001, one fine day, my development officer met my brother in one of his friend's office and proposed him that why don't you take an LIC agency. My brother told that I am not educated. If you want, you can meet my brother, younger brother, that is Bipin, and you can talk to him. So the coincidence was such that at that time Diwali vacation was going on, and I had given tuitions, holiday vacation in tuitions. So I thought, why not take up this thing? So I then went for a training. I passed out with good scores the examination which is required to be given for becoming a LIC agent. And then in the month of January 2002, I started my agency career. And believe it or not, what happened, I don't know, God had something good for me. So that was one time when one LIC policy, which was very good policy, was getting closed, and in a month's time. So then my development officer told me, Bipin, please focus on this policy. This is a good policy. If you can sell it to maximum people, you will be getting good commission. At the same time, maximum people will be benefited from that policy. So I was able to sell more than 20 policies in that 1 month, and I was able to garner more than 1 lakh rupees of commission, whereas I was only earning 20,000 rupees monthly through tuitions. So then I realized that I'm having very good presentation skills, communication skills, and I'm also, because I was a science student, I was able to present the policy to the customers in a systematic manner. So then what happened is I started focusing more on my LIC agency, and in 2003, after doing both together for 2 years, I realized now either I need to continue with tuitions or I need to continue with LIC. And LIC obviously was giving me more earnings, so I decided I will continue with LIC, because if I continue with tuitions, then I will be actually disturbing the studies of my students. So I did not want that to happen. So I transferred all my students to my friends who were in the teaching profession, and then I continued with LIC. Since the last 19-20 years, there is some international qualification called as MDRT. MDRT is a $1 million roundtable organization based in US, which is for insurance professionals, which is for their development, encouragement, and for their training. So I started qualifying for MDRT from the very first year. In the last 20 years, I have done 19 times MDRT. I have done 2 times COT and 1 time TOT. So people who are conversant with this insurance industry terminologies, they will understand what is MDRT, what is COT, what is TOT. TOT is the highest recognition in insurance field and in the entire world. So that I achieved last year. But all these years I have stuck to the same principles. I was determined to succeed. I was determined to work hard. So I started working hard. I was also determined to give the best advice and service to my customers. I have always kept this practice as customer first. At Savla Consultancy Services, me and my team, we always believe that customer first should be our motto. Whatever is in the best interest of customer in terms of advice and service and product selling, that should be given to him. As you said in the beginning, that I actually believe in that thing. We do not follow our paychecks. We follow our passion. And our passion is to give the best of product selling, advice and service to our customers. So that is one thing. Then I was always devoted. See, डिटर्मिनेशन आ गया आपके पास, आपने डिटरमाइन कर लिया ये मेरा गोल है, फिर आपको उसके प्रति समर्पित होना पड़ेगा. यू विल हैव टू बी डिवोटेड टुवर्ड्स दैट गोल. दैट वाज देयर. वंस यू आर डिवोटेड टुवर्ड्स दैट गोल, यू हैव टू बी डेडिकेटेड. Dedicated in what? Dedicated in doing all that things which are required for you to do so that you can move towards that goal. आपकी मंजिल आपने तय कर ली. अब उस मंजिल तक पहुंचने के लिए जो रास्ता आपने चुना है, उस रास्ते पे चलने के लिए आपको जो जो करना पड़ेगा आपको सब करना चाहिए. तो वो डेडिकेशन भी मेरे में था. और लास्ट था डिसिप्लिन. बहुत सारे लोगों में डिटर्मिनेशन, डिवोशन, डेडिकेशन होता है, डिसिप्लिन को लैक करते हैं. बिकॉज डिसिप्लिन इज वॉट डूइंग all those things which are required for you to achieve your goal, whether you like it or not. उसमें बहुत सारी चीज़ें आती है. कस्टमर से मिलना, उसकी ना सुनना बहुत लोगों को पसंद नहीं है, मगर मेरा तो प्रोफेशन ही में वो आता है. Every 10 customers I meet, at least 5 will say no. But then I don't have to be upset with the fear of rejection. I have to do that. I have to meet my customers. So that discipline has to be there. The discipline has to reflect in my day-to-day working. It has to be reflected in my product selling, in my advice, in my service which I provide to my customers, in the team which I train, and my team should also show that discipline, because today I am working with 11 people. So if they are not reflecting that qualities which I actually believe in, then I will not be able to move ahead. So in short, again to sum up, I will say these are the 4 D's of success: determination, devotion, dedication and discipline. And the last thing is you should have gratitude. Gratitude, आपको हमेशा कृतज्ञ रहना चाहिए हर किसी के लिए. आपके भगवान के लिए, आपके माता पिता के लिए, आपके भाई बहन के लिए, आपके रिलेटिव्स के लिए, आपके फ्रेंड्स के लिए, आपके कस्टमर्स के लिए, सभी के लिए आपको कृतज्ञ रहना चाहिए. बिकॉज यू सी देर आर 800 एजेंट्स इन भिवंडी. देर आर मोर देन 12 lakh एजेंट्स इन इंडिया. So if my customer, he can go to any 800 agent, but if he is coming to me, I should not be having the feeling that he is coming to me because I am the best. He is coming to me because it is his will. उसकी इच्छा है, उससे लिए वो मेरे पास आ रहा है और मुझे काम दे रहा है. So I need to be grateful to all my customers, God, friends, relatives, family, parents. You have to have this feeling of gratitude all the time, all the time. So this was the secret of my success.
Okay. So as you just touch upon that you wanted to become a doctor. You are so desperate to become a doctor, and that was your dream. So how difficult it was for you to move from what you are passionate about to the insurance field?
Yeah. See, that is a good question actually. You see, anybody, if you are pursuing a dream and you are not able to realize that dream because of whatever factors, internal or external, what happens is you are heartbroken. I was heartbroken.
Yes.
I was very upset. I was very disappointed. But I don't know. My mother always used to inspire me. She always used to tell, see, if you don't have one opportunity, if one door is closed, you have to open the other door. That is one thing. And second thing, I always had, I don't know why, but I always had this belief that there are 2 ways to look at life. As many people tell, if you want to succeed, you need to do that work which is your passion. जो आपका पैशन है उसी में आप काम करो. ऐसे बहुत लोग बोलते हैं. मेरा उल्टा भी सोचना है कि जिस फील्ड में आप काम करते हो उसी का अपना पैशन बना भी सकते हो. तो that is what I did. I told that if I am not getting admission in MBBS, no problem. I will do BSc. I'll support my family, and I'll see where I can go. So that is the way I came into BSc. And because when I came into BSc, when I took the admission, I attended all classes. I never had a coaching for myself, never had some tutoring for myself. So I had to do all by myself. So I always attended all lectures, and I was able to pass with distinction. And then at the same time, as I said in the beginning, I was also doing software engineering. You'll be happy to know I passed that software engineering with A plus grade.
Oh, great.
So one thing I don't know, it's God gift that whatever I do, I become passionate about it.
Okay.
So initially there was some heartbreak, but then afterwards I switched over. I did my BSc, I did my software engineering diploma, and then when I came into LIC, that is where I found where my calling was. I realized my presentation skills are good, my communication skills are good, my analytical skills are good, because if you want to become a good insurance professional, you need to be able to analyze what the customer requires. You need to be able to analyze what his needs are, and according to his needs, you should be able to solve his problems by giving him a proper solution. My science background helped me a lot. My software engineering background helped me a lot, because if you see, when I became a software engineer, I realized that before making any program, we have to develop a flow chart. We have to, before even writing the source code, we need to have flow chart. So that kind of attitude actually came into myself. So whenever I meet any customer, I have a proper flow chart in my mind. Okay, how do I talk to him? What questions should I ask? What should be the answers? From the answers, what should I analyze? And then what is the need? How should I make him aware of that need? And then what is the best solution for fulfilling that need? वो सब मैं करते गया, and that is the way it became.
Okay. So again, based on your story, now as you mentioned your own story that you've been in this industry from last 20 years. So of course, when you've been in the industry for the last 20 years, you must have faced challenges. So can you just highlight one challenge that you face and how you tackle it?
Yeah, there were many challenges. See, first of all, I'll just talk about 2 or 3 challenges. See, I was into a tuition background, right? So whom did I know? I knew only my students. I did not know my other contacts. My networking was not very strong. And if you want to become successful in insurance, you need to have very good networking with people. So that was one challenge. But therein my brother helped me a lot. My brother was belonging to business. So he had his business contacts. So he was able to provide me with some good contacts. That was one thing. Second thing is, I was very fresh, very new. I did not have a background, a track record. And there were some big names in the industry which were already operating in Bhiwandi. So how do I stand myself in front of them? So what I did was I focused on advice and service. So that I did. And apart from that, there have been many challenges. I just want to tell 2 important incidences which can be considered as challenges. One thing is, in 2005, I did one of the best possible sale of my life, and at that time it was very big sale. That client that prospect, I was following him up since the last 2 years at that time, from 2003 till 2005. And he never said no to me, but he never said yes to me. We had a lot of meetings, a lot of phone calls, a lot of discussions, but he was not finalizing any product. Although I was sure that I have given him the best solution, best product. So at one point of time, my development officer, my colleagues, my staff, my family, even my mother also told, give it up. He is just not going to take it from you. He is just lingering with you. So I said no. The day he finally tells no, that don't come from tomorrow, then I will stop. Until then I will stop. I will not stop. So, and that perseverance paid off. Ultimately in 2005, he took a very good policy. That was the biggest policy of that time. So that was one incident. Second incident was in 2014. I met with an accident. 29th of Jan, I met with an accident. I was bedridden for more than 4.5 months. So there were 2 challenges. In that year, in the beginning of the year, January 14, I had decided I will complete one particular target by end of March. That is in 3 months. So when I met with an accident, I had to be bedridden. I was hospitalized for 12 days. I was operated twice, and the doctor had told that it will take 10 months to recover and fully stand and walk. So there were two challenges. So first of all, I wanted to prove myself by sitting at home, by being bedridden, that I can achieve the target. So I mobilized my team, talked to them, that please focus on this target. We have to achieve it anyway. You people can come to me morning and evening. I will give you instructions. I will talk on phone with clients and let us do this. So 31st March we were able to achieve the target. And that target usually people complete in 12 months.
Oh.
And that target usually people when I say they complete in 12 months, out of 12 lakh agents, last year that kind of target was achieved only by 10,581 agents. So the percentage is very less than 1% people do that. I was able to do that by 31st of March because I was determined I have to do it, and my team supported me a lot. Second, as the doctor had said, you cannot get up and stand in 10 months. I did that in 4.5 months. Every day I was doing 6-hour physiotherapy exercise. My tears were running from my eyes. My mother was standing in front of me. My wife used to stand in front of me. They used to say, "Stop! Why are you in such a lot of pain and you're crying and you're still doing?" I said, "No, I want to get up soon." So I did 6 hours of physiotherapy and exercise in spite of a lot of pain. But I was able to get back in 4.5 months on my feet. I was able to walk. I had a lot of support from my family. So these are challenges. Challenges will always come. But you have to be ready for facing them, and you have to believe in yourself and believe in God. See, God will always do the best for you if you do the best for yourself.
Right, absolutely correct.
That is what I believe.
That is very, very true.
Yeah.
Sir, in a view of the current situation, that is COVID-19 pandemic, so there are a lot of people that are facing the challenges.
Yes.
And I just wanted to, I'm just curious about knowing what is the future of insurance after this COVID-19 pandemic?
I'll tell. That is a very good question, relevant to these tough times. You see, COVID-19 has been an unprecedented thing for the entire world. Nobody ever thought of this. Any government in the world, whether it is Indian government or American government or any government, they were not prepared for this. So they are tackling. People are doing trial and error, and then again trial and error, and they are trying to cope up with the situation. For all businesses, this is a difficult situation, but any person who will try to survive this situation, any business who will try to stay afloat in this situation, once the situation subsides, once everything gets back to normal, they will actually thrive. Unka business badhega.
Right.
Now, in the case of insurance, what happened, all of a sudden there was awareness amongst people that mediclaim zaruri hai, life insurance zaruri hai.
Right.
So for our case, I can't use the word boon because it is not a boon. COVID is not a boon, but the situation has made people realize that in their lives mediclaim is important, life insurance is important, and the right amount of mediclaim and right amount of life insurance is more important. See, many times people have one single policy, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, 5 lakh ka policy hota hai, and they believe that this life insurance is sufficient for me, whereas their monthly expenses or the annual expenses will be more than the amount of policy they are having. So now this situation has forced people to realize that nahi, kitna life insurance hona chahiye, kitna mediclaim hona chahiye. And as you know, COVID ka jo bill ho raha hai, hospital, if you are getting hospitalized, it is a tremendous amount of bill which you have to face.
Yes.
So this has been a situation where people have started becoming aware of this requirement of mediclaim and life insurance themselves. So because of this, there has already been a boom in the mediclaim or health insurance industry, and eventually this will also come into life insurance industry also. But COVID has also one more thing too for the insurance professionals. During this COVID period, we were able to give 100% efficiency to our clients. working from home, because we have adapted this digital technology well in advance. 6 years back, 7 years back, we had our website, we have our application. So for the insurance professionals, if they are watching this interview, I want to tell them that you need to be upgraded with technology. You need to be updated with technology. If you will not be updated, you will be outdated.
Right. So when when we talk about the insurance, suppose you go and ask for the buy the insurance, the people first reaction or the first reply is not interested.
Yes.
Because they are totally unaware of the insurance.
Yes.
And they are they are what we can say is they are, I think I'm just not getting the clear the word, but they उनका जो सोच है towards the insurance,
yes.
is totally what we can say.
That is their last priority. Is that the word you are looking for? Last priority. वो सोचते ही नहीं इंश्योरेंस के बारे में.
Actually,
They want to have good food. They want to have good clothes. They want to stay in a good apartment or a flat. They want to have a good car. They want to have a good lifestyle, but they do not want to have insurance, right? So that realization is coming now. You see what happens. I'll tell you an example. Right now, these mobiles or these cameras with which we are shooting, they are costing a lot. Your cameras are not less than 50,000 rupees, right? But if you don't have an insurance and something accidentally happens to the camera or the mobile, you have to do what? You have to again buy a new one. So there are two costs involved. One is the 50,000 rupees which is gone, and the 50,000 rupees which you have to put again, right? So in the same way, when a person is earning, any person's family depends on the earning member. So the earning member is providing the family with good food, clothing, shelter, lifestyle. How long can he provide until he is alive? Once something happens to him, what will happen to the family's lifestyle? You understand that?
yes.
The lifestyle will suddenly come down, because if he has not provided for their financial security in his absence, then that is going to happen. So now, as an insurance professional, that is what I have to do. I have to make my customer realize this. And during this COVID situation, people have seen people as young as 20 years are also dying.
Actually, that is true.
Right? People as young as 34, 35, 40 years are also dying, and these are the people who were there in the prime of their career. They were having good income, they were supporting their family, they were actually giving a good lifestyle to their families, but because of not having the right amount of insurance or inadequate insurance, now their families are facing very difficult situations. As an insurance professional, this is my primary duty. First duty, that I need to make my client or prospect realize that this is your requirement. And I have been able to do that frequently, more frequently. And now this COVID will always help us. Yeah.
Yeah, so we know that the COVID-19 pandemic is day by day the cases are increasing in our India.
Yeah.
And it's totally especially middle class families get affected by this COVID-19 pandemic. It's due to the shortage of the beds. The middle class family has to get admitted to the private hospital, and they're charging a lot of money. It's about 10 lakhs and 14 lakhs,
Yes.
and it is not affordable for them.
Yes.
So I just wanted to know, is there any policy in insurance which can help the middle class family to get rid of this problem?
Yes, I'll tell you. Yeah. Again, that is a very good question. First is Mediclaim is available. But now see, as you said, there are so many middle class families, especially those who belong to the lower middle class. They always had the last priority for Mediclaim. So they were not having this Mediclaim policy with them. Now, once the situation of this COVID became bad day by day, IRD, that is the Insurance Regulatory and Development Authority of India, it came up with a circular that all the general insurance companies, they have to come out with a policy which is specifically covering COVID.
Okay.
Now that is called as Corona Kavach policy, and there is also one policy called as Corona Rakshak policy. I'll just take 1 minute. Corona Kavach policy is a policy which is covering the medical expenses and hospitalization expenses due to COVID. There is a waiting period of 15 days. After taking the policy, after 15 days, if something happens to you because of COVID and you are hospitalized in the hospital, then the policy will take care of your medical expenses and hospitalization expenses to the extent of maximum 5 lakh rupees. And the policy premium is also low, and there are 3 terms: 3.5 months, 6.5 months and 9.5 months. So what I pursue is that 9.5 months is very good enough. People should take the long-term policy for 9.5 months. So in that 9.5 months, something happens to them due to COVID, they are hospitalized, the claim can come to them. That is a reimbursement policy. जितना खर्चा करेंगे उतना पैसा वापस मिलेगा. There are some deductions which are going to happen. Second is Corona Rakshak policy, wherein again there is a waiting period of 15 days, and once you are detected COVID positive, and you have to stay in the hospital for minimum 72 hours. So once you are hospitalized for 72 hours, then from 50,000 rupees to 2.5 lakh rupees, whatever policy you have taken, accordingly a lump sum amount will be given to you. So it can be 50,000, 1 lakh, 1.5 to 2.5 lakh rupees. They will not be concerned about what your hospitalization expenses are. They will just give the 2.5 lakh rupees to your family, and that you can use it for COVID treatment. So these are 2 policies I will recommend all people watching this interview that they should take this policy if they are not having sufficient amount of mediclaim, and or if they are not having mediclaim at all, they should take at least this policy. They should take it.
Okay. So apart from this, you are professionals, and talking about the Bipin Savla personal life. So how do you spend your personal time? After office hours, how do you spend your free time?
See, usually I have been very busy. I'll tell you, from 2001 until 2012, I had never taken a holiday.
Oh.
Yeah, in the first 12 years of my profession as an insurance consultant. But then one fine day, my daughters were getting big. At that time, they were 8 and 10 years old. So I decided now I have to start spending time with my daughters, with my family. So then I started taking a break on Sundays. Since then, apart from my profession, what I do, I have a lot of hobbies. I like listening to music. I like reading a lot of books, which are fiction and non-fiction. I also like to write poems. I want to believe that I am a good poet, and writing in English and Hindi. I do write sometimes. I also like to write articles, and right now I am writing a book also. So these are all the activities which I do. Apart from, I just sometimes spend time with my family. We have a session of singing. We all sing together. We just go for a long drive sometimes. And apart from that, I also am interested in doing some kind of social work. I cannot call it social work, but I want to give something back to the society. So I am a member of Rotary Club of Bhiwandi Central. So in that capacity also, I am trying to reach out to people and help them or guide them. So that I also do. I also go to many forums as a speaker, as a motivational speaker, as well as a professional speaker, wherein I train my fellow insurance agents also. So these are all things I do to keep myself busy apart from my profession.
Yeah. So as you touch upon that you like to read the books. So can you just name the 3 books that you would like to recommend as well, that you like the most?
There are many books which I have read, but I will tell you. One is the book by Shiv Khera, You Can Win. That is a very good book. Then there is the book of Stephen Covey, that is the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. That is very good. Then there is The Magic of Thinking Big. That is good. These are the 3 books. Apart from that, there are many books, but I will like to recommend some authors. Abdul Kalam, you should read Abdul Kalam. You should read Robin Sharma. You should read Shiv Khera. You should read Stephen Covey. You should read Robert Kawasaki. These are all the good authors as far as my profession are concerned. And apart from that, fictional books also you can read. There are so many authors in fictions category also.
Yeah. So as we enter into your office, I saw a lot of trophies. So how did you feel every time after rewarding with the trophies?
I think it would be better if we go there, see the trophies, and I answer this question out there.
That's fine, absolutely fine.
So we can?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Ajay. So as you were asking there, these are my trophies, and there are so many trophies which are kept here somewhere inside my office, and many trophies are there which you cannot see right now because I don't have the space to keep them. Over the years, I have got a lot of trophies, and in the last 3-4 years, I have been getting 8 to 10 trophies every year. Now you were asking about the trophies. How do you feel? So you see, every time I get a trophy, whether it is a small trophy or a big cup, I feel a push because that gives me a boost. It keeps me motivated. First thing is that thing. Second, the trophies which I show here, they are acting as memories.
That is true.
And you see, these memories are for two purposes. First is the memories act as a self-motivation for myself, because I strongly believe that any person, if he wants to get self-motivation from his own life, there is nothing like that. Because you see, even your life or my life or so many other people's life, there have been times in their lives when they have done something great. So if they can look back at those times, they will get self-motivation, because there is no motivation is like self-motivation. Self-motivation is the best form of motivation. So that is one thing that trophies do. Whenever I see them, when I enter my office and see the trophies, I get self-motivated every day. Thirdly, I just wanted to tell one more thing is that's like when my customers come, they enter the office, they see these trophies in the beginning of the office on entry, they feel happy about it. The customers who are my clients, they feel happy that my agent, my advisor, he is progressing, he is so successful, because every person likes to be associated with successful people. And those people who are not my clients, my prospects, when they come, they are happy to see, अरे हाँ ये एजेंट तो अच्छा है, इसके पास तो बहुत सारे ट्रॉफीज है, तो मुझे इसके सब में काम करना अच्छा लगेगा. So that is the logic behind all these trophies and display.
Okay, so do you have any memories with one of these cup and one of these?
There are many memories. One is, if you remember, I told you about my accident in 2014. So this trophy, as I said, I wanted to complete the target by 31st of March. So I completed the target. My development officer, my branch manager, they came to my house, might be in the month of May 2014. I was lying on my bed in a lungi and a banyan, and they came to my office and they gave me my home and they gave me this trophy that time. So this is a special memory for me. This one, if you remember, I told about the 2005 client. He was not saying no or yes for 2 years. So when I did that big business in that year, I got this trophy.
Oh, that's really nice.
And this one, as I said, if you remember, I have qualified for TOT 2020. That is the highest international recognition. This is that trophy. And this always keeps me motivated. And this is a special trophy for me because I had seen the dream of becoming a TOT in 2016. It took me 4 years to achieve this dream, this trophy. So these are all special trophies for me.
These are really inspiring stories that you have shared with us. And that's really nice that, after a lot of efforts and a lot of hard work, but you have received this award. And that's a lot of meaning to it. And that's really nice.
Thank you. But I just want to add one more thing, that whenever I get these trophies, I have to tell that these trophies are not only the result of my efforts, my hard work or my smart work. They are the result of my team which is sitting over there.
So now coming to the very important question that when your journey started, you wanted to become a doctor. Then you move from you scored in the 12th standard in the science BSc and all. You again when you moved to the teaching field, you did well in that as well. Again from there you did a software engineering. You did well. You score a good mark. So in whatever field you move on, you crack it. You just blast it. So the 3 steps that you would like to recommend to the viewers and the beginners, they also want to make their career in any areas. So what are the 3 steps that you would like to recommend them?
Right. See, as you said, beginner, this word is very important. You have to accept and always maintain this thing in your mind that you are always a beginner. As long as you consider yourself a beginner, you will have the hunger for learning.
Right.
So, and learning never stops. So this is one quality which you need to understand. if you are following any career, you are doing any business, you need to learn every day something new about your business or about your career or about your profession. I keep learning every day. In the last 4 months, I have spent almost 1.5 lakh rupees in training myself. The last 4 months during this COVID period, and I have been taking regular online training. Almost 3 or 4 days in a week, I am taking some training online. So training is the key. You need to be learning everything about your profession or business. Everything. जितना भी आप सीख सकते हो सीखो. First thing. Second thing is, whatever you learned, you have to analyze the information, analyze the knowledge, because all learning cannot be applicable to your particular profession or to your particular type of nature or character. It cannot suit everybody. So उसमें से क्या सूट करता है उसको निकालो. Make notes and then find out what is suiting from that learning and information which you have gathered. उसको apply करो. Third thing is very important is, see, people learn, people get training, people get knowledge, people know what they want to do, people know how they want to do, people know how to go about it. But I'll just tell you that the last thing is, see, the bridge between your dreams and your reality is action. People don't do the action. So the third important step is, you have to act on whatever you have learned, whatever information you have processed, and you have to act upon it. जो भी टेक्निक आप सीखोगे उसको आपको इम्प्लीमेंट करना पड़ेगा, आपको एक्ट करना पड़ेगा, तो वो करना पड़ेगा. एंड व्हाइल डूइंग ऑल दिस थिंग्स, लर्निंग करना है, इंफॉर्मेशन गैदर करना है, टेक्निक सीखना है, एक्शन करना है, डिसिप्लिन और पैशन छोड़ना नहीं है. You have to have a lot of discipline, and you have to believe in yourself and have the belief in your passion as well. Then you will succeed.
So with that, thank you so much, sir. You are definitely your valuable time given to us, and these thoughts and the steps that you have shared with our viewers, definitely it will help them to achieve their success in their life. Whatever dream they have in their mind, whatever the step that you have recommended, of course they would like to follow your step, and definitely they would like to achieve the success. With that, thank you so much once again.
Thank you. Actually, I should be thanking you. You have been giving me a very good opportunity to share my experience, and I am actually appreciating your efforts also. You people are doing very good work, because you see, you are so young, and at this particular point of time, any person in your place would have actually focused only on his career. But you, apart from focusing on your own career, you also want to spread positivity, spread knowledge, spread experiences, share with people these things through your channel, and motivate and inspire people. So that is a very good effort which you are taking. Actually, I should be thanking you for giving me this opportunity to be present on your show. Thank you very much.
It's our pleasure, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Again. If you love the video, please share, like, and subscribe the channel, and don't forget to hit the bell icon to get notified. By the time, stay home, stay safe.